Red Edition, welcome, happy day. Hey, you get to make that noise in America because of the NRA, because if it wasn't for them, all of the commie guys would take away your rights, and I wanted to share with you that. Good grabber, hey. But more importantly, I wanted to say thank you, NRA. They're a big supporter of ours. They have a magazine. It's called the NRA Sports Magazine. It just kind of hit the mailboxes recently. There's about 1 million sets of eyes will be looking at this, and they put us in on page 15 talking about our free ammo contest, and come to rightedition.com and get the right stuff, don't you know? So thank you very, very much. Let me take a minute now to tell you about Barack Obama's accomplishments as president. There, we got that done. Now let me get on and talk to another president, JFK. Do you know he was a life member of the NRA? He was the only Democrat that ever held such a position. Kind of shocking, huh? Only 8 Americans actually have been life members of the NRA. Those are, I know, here it goes, President Grant, Roosevelt, Taft, Eisenhower, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and George H.W. Bush. That would be the older George Bush. And Kennedy, he does stand out, as said, because he was a Democrat, but he was forceful. He said, not only do I want the right to have a gun, I want the citizenry to have a right to have a gun. He was a big defender of the Second Amendment. Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, recently voters there said, hey, we don't like what you did. They're talking about their mayor. A lot of mayor talk going on in the world these days. But they said, hey, Michael Bloomberg, when he was mayor, he has this thing called Mayors Against Illegal Guns. And the mayor of this town joined up, and they said, not so fast, we're going to get rid of you. And they got rid of him. They did. They put in a Republican mayor, and the mayor said, we'll change that. I'm going to get out of that. It'll be the very, very first thing that I do. And several of the citizens, they gathered around, and this is kind of the focus of what they all said collectively. A mayor should focus on the local issues and not on the issues of outside groups who don't understand a town's way of life. I would have maybe added in a commie word here and there, but they did okay. They kind of got it. Cheating students are more likely to want government jobs. That's just a recent study. I just wanted to share that with you in case you didn't know. You knew already. Oh, okay, man. I suppose if you dig deep into it, you might see that if you want to be really high up in government, you got to be a real cheater. It doesn't say that, just speculating. Liz Cheney, she's running for a Wyoming Senate seat now, and gay marriage is a topic. It's a real issue in the campaign. Liz continues to reiterate her opposition to gay marriage, and former Vice President Dick Cheney, he's the father of this, he has not expressed an opinion to his daughter's stand, because he actually has 2 daughters involved in this. He has another daughter who's actually a lesbian, and you know, what do you do with that? I wonder. His other daughter Mary, she's saying, hey, I don't like this very much because I'm married and I actually have a couple of children, and now my sister's saying that, you know, with regards to conservative values, that you shouldn't do this. I actually know Liz Cheney, met her once. I met her in Palm Desert, California last year. Her and her father were speaking. I didn't like the vice president much, didn't like a lot about him, but the press kind of got to me, I guess, over the years, and when I met him, wow, and I listened to him, wow, a couple of hours, kind of changed my view. That happens sometimes. Everything you see and read, you know, isn't necessarily accurate information, correct? In any event, Liz, boy, oh boy, not only is she attractive, she's a great talker, and she's a great conservative, and it's just unfortunate she's now fighting with her sister. Hey, I gotta tell you this, Sony, they have a new PlayStation, and it went on sale just last Friday, and more than 1 million PlayStations were sold in the first 24 hours. That's a real big wow, too. And the game includes new social media features that includes streamlined video apps. What does that got to do with the price of a banana? I know, because we are going to do this pretty darn soon. We're incorporating into our Right Edition system. We're almost ready to launch, will be sooner than later, this live streaming. We're going to have live shows, and y'all can participate. You can phone in and all kinds of things. It'd be kind of cool. Let me end today. Hey, here comes with a story. A man and a woman were out having a quiet romantic dinner in a very fine restaurant. They were gazing lovingly at each other and holding hands. The waitress was taking an order at another table and suddenly noticed the man. She looked over, and he was sliding down in his chair and sliding more and more and more, and pretty soon he was out of sight. And the woman still was staring straight ahead, and finally the waitress, you know, she thought this behavior was a little bit odd. She went over to the woman and said, hey, pardon me, ma'am, but I think your husband just slid under the table. No, he didn't. He just walked in the door. Y'all come back tomorrow. We're going to have more for you from the right. See ya.